Hello, this is Dan. We're working on the 2005 Honda Aquatrax F12X Jetski, and a common problem for this particular unit, and just to give you the little bit of data here on that thing. That's the model. A common problem is that you start blowing fuses randomly. So this is an elusive problem to troubleshoot because you got to dig pretty deep into the wiring harness. So right here above the engine, so here's the brain box here, the ECM engine control module that gets tucked in just above this tube. There's a little compartment up here that I can't get the camera into, and what happens is this grommet right here that holds the wiring harness, the grommet itself does a good job, but then what happens is the wiring harness leans onto this metal bolt down in here, and it rubs against it. And what I believe happens is you get a intermittent ground and you blow random fuses. In my case, it was injector fuses and fuel pump fuses. And what I've found after stripping everything off here, and this is very difficult, but you can see the cut in that there's a cut in this wire, and then there's a cut in this wire. So, and then if I actually bend the wire a little bit, it's actually exposing the copper. So I think what's occurring here is you're sending power to ground when it rubs against the engine, which of course is grounded, and then that blows a fuse, and then you end up stranded in the middle of the lake because you need a fuel pump in order to run an engine. So I wanted to share this little bit of advice. You kind of got to dig into it deep, so it's not the most fun project ever, but it's literally just a wiring harness issue. So if you can track this thing down, you know, it's very close to the ECM, and it's basically if you can find that grommet right there, and then trace the wiring to this bolt area, and then pull off the wire loom and all the electrical tape, and you know, there's a couple of layers. I mean, they tried to make a really nice wiring harness, and Honda's, you know, a really good brand, so normally these types of things aren't a problem, but this particular unit, this is a fatal flaw. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my root cause. And I tell you what, this has eluded me for about a year and a half. So I'm excited to get it back in the water and see if I've actually solved this problem. So I hope this helps somebody else out, and I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, bye. All right, this is Dan again. I'm back working on the 05 Honda Aquatrax here, and just a little follow-up video. Looking at the wiring diagram, and yeah, sorry, this is kind of an eye chart. You can kind of discern, at least in my novice understanding of this, I believe it's one of these wires, the black with the red, into this 24-pin connector. Well, I'm sorry, two of those wires, you know, were chafed. And when I went and kind of tried to get a little deeper understanding of what's going on here, they have this connector that just has a blank empty cover, you know, a hermetic cover, and this connector appears to be some sort of jumper type thing. So you look at all the black and the red wires, and they're just jumpered together. You flip it over on the other side, and these are whites and black with whites, and they have two separate jumpers. There's a break on, I believe, the 4th or 5th pin over. So following the wiring diagram, most of those black and red wires go to the injectors. So then you can come on over, and I actually unplugged one. I unplugged the last injector, so I believe that to be the injector. You know, I believe that to be the coil sitting right above the spark plug. And lo and behold, if you pull back the insulation a little bit, that's a black and a red wire there. So I'm going to get my meter out and check for conductivity, but I would speculate that this black and red injector wire is going to have continuity with all of these, because they're all sharing the same kind of miniature bus bar type thing there. So forgive me for probably butchering all the terminology, but really just trying to do a deep dive and understand how all this works, and I'll try to fix this. I'm gonna tape it all up real good. You know, I honestly don't know if I need to like cut and splice. Like, I think honestly, if I just, God, I'd love to be able to pull this pin out and then just slide a piece of heat shrink over that and call it a day, but I don't have the right tool for this kind of connector. I mean, it's not punctured all the way through, so a little part of me is like, man, just tape that thing up. Tape the wire individually and then tape the harness over top of that. Or heck, slide this little, slide that cover down, and that would probably do it. And then tie the wire up so it can't rub on this metal bolt, which is going to be a source of ground. And so, man, I mean, I don't want to make this into a bigger project than it has to be. I honestly think I can just tape it up. So I'll try to get a picture or something of the finished product here and get everything tucked back in and managed properly, so that, you know, when you're hitting all the waves, it's not bouncing up and down and grounding out on the engine. So, all right, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. This is Dan again. Just a final little update here on the wiring issue that I think we kind of troubleshot down into this area here. That was popping fuses and shutting this machine down. Got everything tied up, probably a little overkill. You know, another problem with these is like these little anchors don't necessarily stay affixed to the fire or the fiberglass. So like this one here is a good example. Like, okay, there's an anchor there, but it's fallen completely off the fiberglass. So anyway, I took just a bunch of zip ties, and I mean, I electrical taped the heck out of the inside and outside. And the critical thing here, I'll zoom out a little bit. So this harness right here was the one that we found the fracture in the insulation that I think was arcing against the bolt head down there. And you can see I've tied it onto this tube. Didn't tie it too tight because you don't want to crush the tube. And I know this is not the way you should normally do it, but hey, it's a 2005. We're going to get some more life out of it. And it's held away from that spot in the upper left there, which caused the problem in the first place. I have it managed nicely so that there's no way for it to rub on any other metal. It's been quadruple taped and zip tied like absolute craziness. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the end result. Again, it's not my finest work, but it is my most recent. So we're gonna see. Like, I don't know if I think this solved the problem. Like, I'm quite optimistic, but if it didn't, then I'll patch another video in and continue troubleshooting. But I'm pretty sure that was it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.